There were two good friends, a frog and a toad. The frog was not feeling well. He asked his friend, the toad, to tell him a story. So the toad walked up and down on the porch, but he couldn't think of a story. He stood on his head, but he couldn't think of a story. He poured water over his head, but he couldn't think of a story. He banged his head against the wall, but he still could not think of a story. Then the toad did not feel so well, and the frog was feeling better. So the toad went to bed, and the frog got up and told him a story. The end. How was that, Toad? Toad?
Toad did not answer. He had fallen asleep. Toad and Frog went for a long walk. At last they went back home to Toad's house.
Oh, drat! Not only do my feet hurt, but I have lost one of the buttons on my jacket.
Oh, well, don't worry. We'll go back to all the places where we walked. We'll soon find your button. Oh, here's your button.
Frog, this is not my button. This button is black. My button was white.
Oh.
Excuse me, did you lose a button? I found one.
This is not my button. This button has 2 holes. My button had 4 holes.
Let me... Oh, Toad will be so pleased. Toad, here's your button.
Oh, this is not my button. This button is small. My button was big.
I heard that you were looking for a button. Here's one that I just found.
This is not my button. This button is square. My button was round.
We'll never... Oh, this has got to be it. Toad, here is your button.
Ooh, this is not my button. This button is thin. My button was thick. The whole world is covered with buttons, and not one of them is mine.
Toad?
There, on the floor, he saw his white, 4-holed, big, round, thick button.
Oh, it was here all the time. My, what a lot of trouble I have made for Frog.
Toad sewed the buttons they had found that day all over his jacket. The next day, Toad gave his jacket to Frog.
Oh, Toad, it's beautiful.
None of the buttons fell off. Toad had sewed them on very well.
What a day for a swim.
Yes, I will go behind these rocks and put on my bathing suit.
Oh, well, I don't wear a bathing suit.
Well, I do. After I put on my bathing suit, you must not look at me until I get into the water.
Well, but Toad, why not?
Well, because I look funny in my bathing suit. Get this suit on. Oh, don't peek. away. I don't want him to see me in my bathing suit.
Turtle, you will have to go away.
Why should I?
Well, because Toad thinks that he looks funny in his bathing suit.
Does Toad really look funny in his bathing suit? If Toad looks funny in his bathing suit, then I, for one, want to see him. We want to see him too.